How are y'all today? Welcome to the Wackadoo Farmer. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to do a step-by-step showing you how to change the oil on the 2010 Ford F-150. I'll show you the tools that I'll be using. Hopefully make it easier for you whenever you're going to go and change oil on your 2010 Ford F-150. Hey, and again, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed and you're watching this channel now and you really like it, go ahead and hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button. All right, let's get at it. All right, so what I have here, I have a filter wrench. This wrench is a universal type wrench that takes off different sizes of oil filters, and this is what I use to take the oil filter off the truck to be able to replace it. Also, I have my wrench here, and it's a, let's see here, I think this will be a 16 millimeter size socket that you'll be using on your Ford F-150, on your oil plug on your Ford, on your truck. 16 millimeter socket will get it off. Also, I like to have some type of gloves. These are like a black nitrile type glove, because man, I don't like having that oil all over my hands. They get all into your fingernails and it takes you a while to get that stuff out of there. I don't like having that all over the place. Always good to have some shop towels available. You want to make sure you keep your job clean, keep everything, all your oil wiped up where you need to wipe it up. That way you don't have it all over the place. I like to use this, I'll point it out right here. This is like I guess a high flow oil pan, and the reason why I had this one here, oil catch pan, the reason why I use this is because on my diesel truck it has a lot more oil than it does have in this Ford F-150, but it's going to work just fine on this job as well. Have you a good funnel, that's for when you're putting oil back in the truck. And then over here I have the oil that I'm going to be putting into the truck. This truck here is a Ford F-150, so it takes a 5 weight 20. We're putting a 5W20 into it, and also we have an oil filter, a new oil filter, which here is the type of filter that goes into this truck. So this is a 5.4 liter V8 Ford F-150, so we're going to be using 7 quarts of oil in it. The 4.6 usually puts 6 quarts in. So being that this is a 5.4 liter, we're going to put 7 quarts of oil in it. We're going to get up underneath the truck here. I'll show you where the oil plug is on this truck. It's going to be tight. It's going to be a little tight. Anyway, so here we are. We're going to go up under the truck. Okay, so if you can see what I'm seeing here under the truck, you have the oil pan that's right there. This is a 16 millimeter nut that you get out of here. You got to pull this plug here for the oil to come out, to drain the oil out. This is your oil pan. Right behind it you have your transmission, and that's your pan for your transmission fluid right there, right behind it. So right there is your plug, and we're going to go ahead and take it off. I'll get my supplies out. I'll get my catch pan underneath it, and we're going to go ahead and start draining some oil on this truck. The thing you want to do before you even start this is to make sure that your truck has been sitting for a while. That way the oil is not burning hot as you're trying to change the oil in it. Alright, I think we're getting closer. A little bit to catch that oil as it's coming out, because it's just going to come out. There we go. All right, so we're draining the oil there. Let that drain for a while. See it coming on out. let that drain and finish up. And then we'll move on to the oil filter. Right, I'm gonna take my towels and I'm gonna wipe around that the little plug area where the oil was coming out of. I want to get it good and clean. That way I can put my plug back on. Don't forget, when you take your plug off and you've drained the oil out, do not forget to put that plug back on. You'll find out real quick when you're putting oil back in your truck. So I'm going to clean up a little bit around that area there. I don't like having a bunch of excess oil everywhere. It's going to keep kind of dropping out. Take my plug, wipe it off. And then we'll put the plug back in. Again, don't forget to do this. You'll find out real quick. You'll have oil coming out all over the place. So all that new oil you just bought, might as well go buy some new oil because it's going to come right out the bottom here. Don't want to do that. Again, to put it back, this plug back on, make sure you set your socket to where it's going to the right. You know, righty tighty, lefty loosey, they always say. So there we go. I'm going to put this back on. All right. Now what I like to do once I get it on there, wipe it off one more time. This way you'll start it up a little bit just to see if hopefully you ain't got no leaks. So you'll look under here in a minute. But that looks pretty good. No drips. I'm all about keeping it clean. Yep. There's the old used oil. Alright. Now that we got the oil drained, we're going to go ahead and open up our hood, this Ford F-150. If you're not familiar with where it's at, the latch is down here. You'll pull it back right there. Should open up. I'll show you. Underneath it, there's a latch here. Rub your hand underneath it, you'll find that latch. You gotta put it to the right. There you go, and lift it up. Gotta get two hands. All right, there we go. See how that whole part comes off up with the hood? Now, the filter, this is the location of the filter. All right, here you got the radiator up here in the front. If you look just down back behind the radiator, you see it? There it is. Well, if I can get the focus in. Underneath all these belts, back behind this radiator, you'll see where that fuel filter's at, or where that oil filter's at. I don't know why I keep calling it the fuel filter. Anyway, like I said, I'm no expert. There it is. Let me focus in on it if I can. There it is. We're going to take it off. Bring it out. You're gonna have oil coming out of this too, so when you take it out you want to make sure you try to invert it as soon as you get it off. That way you don't get oil all over the place, because there's oil gonna come out. Oh yeah, you hear it. And there you go. It's the old one. And you can hear the oil going into the other, into my catch pan. All right, so what you're gonna do is take your new filter and you want to pour some oil in it because it's dry. You want to make sure there's oil inside this filter when it's installed. So go ahead and pour a little oil in the middle of it. Another thing you like to do is get a little bit around that gasket. What that's for, it helps lubricate as you're putting the filter back on. It doesn't get stuck. So you want to make sure you get a little oil around this rubber gasket here. Another thing is, this gasket comes off, if you can tell, like this, see? So you'll make sure that the gasket is on it securely. That's what's going to keep your oil inside your truck, or inside once it's on. So you're going to make sure that stays on. And when you're taking the old one off, you want to make sure that this gasket here is off of the engine, because when you're taking the old one off, that gasket will probably stay behind. You want to make sure you get it off before you try to put this new one on, because you don't want double gaskets on it. You'll end up having a leak. All right, let's go ahead and put it back on. Let's see here. So before I was able to get up here where you can see where the oil filter is, there's this thing on here. It's a little, I guess it's for air. It's just a piece of plastic under here that I had to unscrew, take off, and then move back. That way I could get there and get to my oil filter. So I had to unbolt it, which it's pretty easy. It wasn't too bad. Just right under here, it bolts in. I'm gonna put that bolt in. We'll get this back on and be good to go. All right, time to put the oil in. All right, so here, if you don't know, inside the 5.4 liter Ford or V8 for this F-150, if you're looking at the engine bay, it's gonna be off to the left-hand side by the battery. You see it right here. So that's the cap for the oil. That's where you're gonna open it up, pop it off, put that to the side, and you're gonna be putting your oil right in here. Put your funnel in there, just like this. I like to not make so much of a mess. Oil funnel, got like this. Put it down in that hole right there. It's time to put oil in it. All right, here we go. Gotta be nice and easy with it. Maybe don't get it all over the place. Again, this is going to be about it's going to be 7 quarts inside this 5.4 liter V8. That was okay, so that was 5 quarts. I got 2 1-quart containers here, so total be 7 quarts. Alright, let that drip off. Don't want to get it all over anywhere in your engine, because what'll happen is once it gets on the engine, then the engine will get hot, and it'll start smelling like it's burning, and you'll get a little smoke out of here. You don't want that. Okay, got the new oil in there. So try to drip that off. Don't get anything on the motor or on any places that get hot. Put your cap back on. Always remember, put your cap back on. All right, we're good to go. Okay, now we can start her up. See if we have any leaks. Hopefully not. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start the truck. Let this new oil move through it. Then we're gonna go and look on the inside, or we're gonna look underneath it to see if we have any leaks. Hopefully we don't. All right, we can look underneath, see if we have any leaks. Doesn't look like it. Looks good. All right. Oil change successful. So I'm gonna go ahead and close the hood. So I have this message on my message board on this Lariat. Anyhow, it says oil change required. So we've changed the oil already on it, so now we're gonna have to reset that message. How we started is over here to the right of the dash. You'll see a button that says reset. So you hit reset, and then you go to setup, and you keep going there to set up till you get to oil life, and you hold the reset button down. So it says oil life set to 100%. All right, and I did that over here with that reset button right here. So we're good. Okay, you can dispose of your old oil by putting it back in the containers, and a lot of places will take the containers back and they'll recycle it for you. That way you've helped out the environment and you also get it out of your hair. So this is a great way to get rid of the oil. All right, I hope that this step-by-step video helped you out, and we'll help you out in the future in changing the oil in your Ford F-150. All right, thank you very much. You guys have a great day.